Hey folks, this is Gabe with Security.org, and today we're doing a little refresher on Frontpoint home security. Frontpoint! Now to begin, I want to talk about the things that I got. I got the keypad, I have the actual device itself, I got the motion detector, and I got some entry sensors. So really small setup. They actually do give you a doorbell cam in that setup, but I did not decide to go with it because one, most people at this point probably have some type of setup like that. You can of course integrate this into your system. And two, it's just your typical Skybell or Skyline video doorbell. So, reliable, but nothing that we haven't seen before. Now, I want to talk about what we liked about this system. And the first thing is that it was pretty easy to set up. I'm literally able to plug it in anywhere. At this point, I've placed it here in my studio. So I'm actually looking at it right now. I can see the little green key. I've got the motion sensor, the entry sensors are easy to put up, and the motion sensor, you can always put it on something like I typically do, since I do a lot of these. I don't want to have all these up. I'm not allowed to keep them all up all the time. Or you can also use that 3M tape, put it on. Now, I would say that element in terms of setting it up, installation, customer support has always been a real strong point for Frontpoint. When it comes to some of these major companies, maybe ones I mentioned before, I'm not gonna say any names right now, it's very hard to get a hold of a person that's gonna help you at times, and that's not the case with Frontpoint. They have really strong customer support option. Now, maybe what I don't love about Frontpoint is they haven't updated a ton with their system. Now, that being said, if it's not broken, don't fix it. That old adage does ring true, I think, in a lot of cases. And with Frontpoint, that's the case. But that also could be something you don't like. If you want something that's gonna look brand new, that's something you've never seen before, you're not gonna get that with Frontpoint if you have any familiarity whatsoever with home security systems. Another thing to point out is that I don't think you can use Frontpoint at all without a subscription service. So if you don't subscribe, don't have that recurring fee for Frontpoint, I don't think you can use it at all. Now, one thing we have to talk about is the monitoring plans are really comprehensive. You've got 100% wireless cellular use, so if something happens to your Wi-Fi, no worries, it's all gonna be cellular. You got crash and smash protection, you got a sensor history. I will show you that in the mobile application part because I think it's really important to have that sensor history. You have the ability to do live video streaming, video and image history, and you also have motion triggered alerts, of course, and that's great. Now that does come at $54.43 a month. That's what I've been paying so far for Frontpoint. Now it does get a little cheaper if you do, straight up annual plan, but just something to note is that it's not the most affordable of the monitoring plans out there, at least in the way that I'm using it. But I do have that trust for Frontpoint. So that's something to keep in mind when you're looking for a home security system. And when it just comes to overall features and functionality, Frontpoint is right up there with anyone else in the game. Of course, you've got the arming and disarming options on your mobile device, which we'll go into, but you also have the ability to do it right from the keypad. You can see I put mine directly by the door. So I know the moment I walk in, I've got to go ahead and got to hit my 4 numbers. Got to make sure that I'm disarming it when I come in the house, arming it when I leave the house. So you have that option to do it directly from this, and you have the option to do it from your mobile application. So with Frontpoint, you're covered in those traditional ways of running your household. Additionally, you can get notifications. I personally like getting all the notifications on my Apple Watch. You got my watch here. You can see what's going on, our secured, disarmed, all that available there. I can do it right here. All right, now let's just look briefly at what the mobile application is capable of. So at the top, you have your scenes. You've got your home, away, sleep, wake up. Right now, my system is disarmed. Now, if I wanted to, make the panic button go off, I could do so. I can do it for police, for fire, for silent, for auxiliary. Now, I've had this system for 3 months. Fortunately, I haven't had to use any of these panic alarms, but it is useful to know that those are right in my hands. And below that, they give you just a little bit of fluff. I appreciate it's the rain. It is raining all day. And that's something I'm gonna have to deal with because I forgot to clean up the backyard. So all my weights are outside and probably getting destroyed. So briefly, let's do with the most important thing, the most common thing you're probably gonna do with your mobile application, which is arm your system. So if I wanted to arm it, I could just go to arm stay.
System armed, stay.
You hear that? Now I have this in front of me, and if I wanted to use this to disarm it, I could, or I can just go directly into the app and disarm.
System disarmed.
So that's the most common method you're going to use for arming and disarming the system. Now you have your various scenes. If you wanted to create your own, you can. I don't personally create any extra scenes because for me, it's really just home, away, sleep. That's pretty much going to take care of it. Remember, your away is going to acknowledge that you're not in the home, and therefore your motion sensors will also be turned on. Your home, typically the distinction, yes, is that it's going to know that you're home, so the motion sensors are going to be turned off, and it's just going to make sure that no external windows, doors, kind of things are open. All right, so now I'm looking at the upper right-hand corner. I've got the history. I can see the activities, things that have gone down. Basically, anytime I arm or disarm it. What's interesting is that panel disarm, arm, and whatnot. You've got your mobile command. You can see I'm bypassing that back one because I have a back window open. I'm downstairs. Dogs need it a bit. So just a lot of options here when it comes to looking at your history. It's very specific about what exactly has happened. Now, if you go into the upper left-hand corner, you see those 3 lines. Dive into, once again, your scenes, your security system. You can see the different pieces. And of course, they've made it pretty easy to add various devices. So you can see what I have here. If I want to add more, not a problem. But anyway, that's our look at the poweredbyalarm.com Frontpoint mobile application. All right, now my final thoughts when it comes to Frontpoint is this system is reliable. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, I think the mobile app is solid. I think the pieces are reliable. If you want to get all these components, wireless, cellular, all of that, very affordable system. Not an issue when it comes to that. That being said, I do think the monthly fee is a bit steep. Now, I understand that you're getting a lot with the professional monitoring, with the video, with X, Y, and Z. It's just as someone who's been paying it as of late, it is a little high. If that's not too much of a concern of yours, then Frontpoint is definitely a solid option for you and your home and your family when it comes to home security. All right, folks, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed our brief refresher on Frontpoint home security. Now, if you have any questions or concerns, please hit me below. Any comments, let me know. If you hate this team, they don't exist anymore. It's all right. But as always, my name is Gabe. This is Security.org. Be secure.